Qatar now. We're here. England have got closer and closer and almost got over the line at Wembley. Of course, how are you feeling genuinely and seriously about this one?
Obviously, I'm very pleased and very happy that the guys have got here under a lot of duress in the way they've played, but they're here in the final, and I'm very pleased. You know, like guys rightly said, you know, it's in the final now. It's down to one game, and you just hope that we can get over the line. This is the one. We need to make that final step.
Yeah, it's a hard one to call. It could come down to one moment, one slip up, one mistake, a sending off or whatever. Obviously, we've seen the impact of subs off the bench. It's a hard one to call, but I still think the Spanish would be slight favourites just because of the form, and they've been obviously exciting or whatever. But England have dug in there. They've had moments.
They've got a deep core of experience. I know it's not winning final experience yet, but you look at how many of them played in the final against Italy and who's come through since Jude Bellingham, chief amongst them, of course.
Yeah, I think it must help. I think it has to help. That's what you have. You have good and bad experience in football, and they're used to that roller coaster. And they've had the setback, obviously, losing the last fight. But they're in a different place now. They are more experienced. I think they have better players, certainly better younger players. So I think they're more equipped to win this game than they did the last final.
Right, the noise behind us is because the England players are coming, not to warm up, just have a little look around. There's no question, looking around the ground, it's probably only 20% full. I think there are going to be more England fans here than Spanish tonight because they've travelled in such huge numbers. Are Spain slightly ahead of schedule being in this final, do you think? Guys, good to some extent?
Maybe. Like I said, I think it's about the game, it's about today, what you've done. I think England had the experience. We're sharing about the moments, and I think England has shown that regardless of how the game is played, how well or bad they play, they don't quit, they stay in the game, and they have the quality individually to decide games. And I think that's what the danger today for them.
One thing we know with Spain is that they know how to take that final step. They've got very experienced players, they've got good players, and they've got young players as well. They've got a direct way to play, and they can play through. So, you know, like we've rightly said, they probably are the best informed team in the tournament. So, if we're going to win it, then we are going to be beating the best to do that.
Yeah, they've got a great balance, experience and youth. They're scoring goals. They've got a settled team. But it'll be difficult. But every time again we've questioned England, where they've been again on the ropes, they keep swinging.
And you would know, just before we hear from the Prime Minister, Spain had their own drought that we're talking about a lot. 1964 to 2008, all the conversations we are having in England now completely replicate the ones that you had for all those years, don't they?
Yeah, we did. Of course, that record that is still there, the first 2008, the first title, it brought a generation. This could be the beginning of another new generation. But of course, yeah, we see how.
Yeah, Jose and Bellingham, yes.
Two friends.
Two friends.
Don't like hugging, do it.
No hugging.
They won't be hugging come when the game starts, that's for sure. Right, well, Gareth Southgate and the England team have been in Germany. There have obviously been huge changes in the leadership at home as well. Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer is here tonight hoping to witness that unifying moment we mentioned, and he's been talking to Gary now.
There was a famous quote many years ago that said that being the England football manager was more difficult than being the Prime Minister. You've been in post for 10 days, would you agree?
Well, it's been an amazing 10 days to have a Labour government be able to hit the ground running, which we've tried to do, to get across that sense of service. But look, electoral victories don't drop from the sky. We had to really work for that. Same for the England manager. I mean, you don't get to the final just by luck. This is hard work, this is talent, this is skill, strategy, and, you know, I just desperately hope now that we get that win this evening.
Gareth's had an up and down 4 weeks. You'll have obviously seen it through the trials and tribulations of being questioned about his style of play, but he's got through it and he's here tonight. Can you relate to that in terms of leadership?
I can totally relate to that. When I started as Labour leader, people said, you're not going to get it over the line, you're not going quick enough, you'll never turn it around in 5 years and get a Labour government. Gareth obviously starts this, people saying it's not good enough, etc. I always said from the get-go, by the way, this is a fantastic squad. He's a great manager, he'll get the best out of them. And so I'm really, really pleased they've got this far, and they should be so proud. We're all really proud, the whole country behind them.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've been at England games so many times, need to get that combination of being here and getting it over the line.
Yeah. Just thinking about you're a football man, you're a big football man, you play five-a-side, you watch Arsenal every single week, they're at home. Does that stop now you're Prime Minister, or can you keep doing it?
I don't know, it's going to be a bit harder. I have already got the Arsenal fixtures in my diary.
Right.
Whether I'll make them or not is another matter, but they're in.
Yeah.
So, you know, we start on the 17th of August, so that's in.
Yeah.
Hoping to be there, but we'll see.
And obviously you're an Arsenal fan, you must be so proud of Saka and Rice and the way in which they played.
The whole squad's been brilliant, if I'm honest. They've been great, but to see Declan and to see Saka down that right-hand side creating stuff, even as left back for a little while, but he's made a lot there. I'm very proud of those two players. Proud of the whole squad, though. They have been phenomenal.
What impact would this have on the country tonight if we were to win?
Oh, I think there's such optimism. I've just come from London. It's sort of breathing optimism, and it'll be, I think, in the summer for us to be here and to win this would just be really fantastic.
And there are 60 million people all asking the same question. Are they getting a day off? Are they getting a bank holiday? It's on you.
Well, I don't know about that. Let's get through the next few hours. Let's get their hands on that trophy. But we need to mark it in some way, but we'll have to see what that is, an appropriate way.
Brilliant. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Gary.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Gary is back with us. Speak to him in a second. The venue for tonight's match has seen some truly historic and memorable sporting feats. It's here Jesse Owens won 4 golds as Adolf Hitler watched the 1936 Olympics. More recently, it saw Zinedine Zidane's final act on a football field in the 2006 World Cup final. And Usain Bolt set both 100 and 200 metre world records here in 2009, marks that still stand today. England are hoping they can add their name to that list of moments this evening.
This UEFA Euro 2024 programme is sponsored by Coca-Cola.
Polycar. Did she offer you drugs? Well, a bit of Bon Jenna, but I turned it down. Have you got a problem? Oh, Donna, how long have you got?
Brand new Changing Ends. Stream the full series now on ITVX. From match day to every day, as the official partner of your UEFA Euro 2024, at Lidl, we're on your team.
Well, see, you read before that we turned in the vibe.
And his
Everything around.
I'm not sure in English football history there's been a series of games in a tournament that have been so defined by incredible goals and moments. Where does it come from?
Belief. If you look back at our first knockout game, I still remember everyone looking around at each other 10 minutes to go and saying to Stonesy, we're not going out here, no way. You obviously lost, throw the dice. Due for it to fall to him like that and to do that in the 95th minute. You know who else?
That's how close you were to going out. Seconds.
I know, and that's the cruelty of football. We watched this clip back the other day. We won a ball back from their throw-in. See, I take the run all the way for Sacks. Sacks comes inside and does what he does best. There's a fine margin in football, but what a sensational goal. Honestly, he loves it because I've never met someone as nuts as him, you know that. He's some character.
In the right moment to deliver. We was going out, and he brought something special. And I just feel like the young players really put their shoulders back and showed everyone what they can do.
Absolutely. Germany have been the host nation, obviously.
they've done a great job. I mean, you've been around the country, haven't you, quite a lot?
I've been all over the place. Düsseldorf was probably my favourite place, was alongside Berlin. But man, I've been in areas like that, flying around with fans, doing crazy stuff. And you know what? The atmosphere has been brilliant. I think Germany, as a host nation, have to take huge credit. The fans have behaved magnificently well. We always hear about the negativity and some bad stories around fans at tournaments, but I haven't really seen anything. It's been nothing but joyous behaviour and loads of beer. It's been a stag do. A stag do for a month. It's been a long one.
Speak to yourself. I'm not professional.
My wife's turned up to take me home today.
What have you made of the overall quality of the football, Juan?
I think it has been a very tactical tournament. In the offensive way, I think it's not been at its best. It's been quite defensive in some games. We had some teams that have played good football from my point of view. Georgia was a good surprise. Turkey played good. Spain and Germany, for me, they were the ones that were playing the best. Some disappointments with big countries, big favourites. Maybe Portugal, France, we were expecting a bit more. So overall, a little bit disappointing. Let's hope for a good final.
Let's hope so. Spain, I think, unquestionably been the best team and played the best football in this tournament so far.
Yeah, I would say that in terms of the balance of the team. They know their positions really well. They've got, you know, Rodri, we're going to talk about a bit later on, Ruiz in midfield, who just dictate the tempo of the game. Losing Pedri, obviously, was massive for them. Bringing in Olmo as well in that number 10 role coming. But I like the way Spain have been able to adapt. When we talked about the stats before, normally Spain being a possession-based team, but being able to go in a low block at times, mid-block, but really go forward at pace. And that's why they've been so good.
You know, normally you go into a tournament like this and you have superstars before you go into the tournament and you expect them, usually one of them or two of them or three of them deliver. The likes of Mbappe, Kane hasn't hit the heights yet in terms of performance. Ronaldo was another one. It's been, like you say, the young ones that have come in. So that's been a big difference to what we normally see in a tournament. But what be someone that flies out the blocks?
What I would say, though, I think that the lesser nations, no disrespect to them, they're well drilled. They're organised. They all not just going gung-ho. I know Georgia was a great example of.
Do you think that's why there have been fewer goals in this?
That's exactly why there's fewer goals, because they know exactly what. Look at the Slovenia game where they sat in. They all know the ropes in that 4-4-2, the shape, going out, getting back into position, and then trying to take a chance if it ever came. That's why I think we're seeing less goals.
This game is a clash of styles, though, isn't it?
Very much so.
You look at one team wants possession, wants to dominate territorially, but also you've got a team like England who have individuals at any moment. They can sit back and rely on an individual to turn this game on its head.
Is this game a case of the bravest team possibly wins? Because they've got clashing styles.
Yeah, I think it's risky for Spain because of that, because I think we're going to try to have the ball, to play offensive, but we need to be careful in the back. We will leave at spaces, sometimes we're exposed, and if England take care of that, we are in trouble.
I would be saying to England to be brave and go high, especially wing-backs.
Yeah.
I think if we get put back into a 5 at the back, it's a long way then to get up the pitch for us. Yeah. And we're going to have to rely on Harry holding the ball up against two centre-backs. I think the more we get the wing-backs up and play like wingers rather than wing-backs, then we have a better chance of actually getting off the pitch and really getting a bit of dominance in terms of possession.
Okay, it's in, the team news. Let's give it to you. England make one change with Shaw, who replaced Trippier at half-time against the Dutch, beginning his first game for club or country since February. 19-year-old midfielder Mainu becomes the third youngest man to start a Euros final, while 7 of this team played in the defeat by Italy 3 years ago. Spain made 2 changes to the team that beat France as expected. Right back Carvajal and centre-back Lenormand returned from suspension, with Navas and Nacho making way. Winger Yamal starts the day after his 17th birthday, and captain Morata leads the line. Let's get a word with Carl Walker, who's with Kelly Summers.
Well, Carl, you've been involved in a lot of finals, particularly with your club, but how does this differ, particularly given the opportunity that's ahead of you?
Well, obviously, it's a real final in the European Championship for our country. We have to approach it as just as we approach every other game. Obviously, we're taking the occasion, we're soaking the occasion, but we're playing the game of football, and that's what we need to do.
England have been so impressive defensively this tournament, but how big a step up is this tonight?
No, it's a good team. It's a good team. I think we face a lot of good teams with a lot of attacking threat, but we just have to do our job as defenders. and enjoy doing the job. That's the most important thing.
You've had some brilliant battles with the likes of Vinicius Junior, Kylian Mbappe in recent years. How much are you looking forward to the battle with Nico Williams tonight?
No, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Obviously, I've seen clips of him now, and it's been a bright spark in this tournament. You know, he's quick, but these are the players that you want to come against. Obviously, I'm not, as I say all the time, I'm not getting any younger, but you know, I still feel very up to it, and hopefully I'll give him a good battle tonight.
I promise I'm not trying to make you feel old again, but you did play in Gareth Southgate's first game 8 years ago. Many people are saying this could potentially be his last game tonight. You've been on the journey with him. How fitting would it be for it to end tonight with him lifting a trophy?
Yeah, I've said it the other day in the interviews. It's down to Gareth what he does. This is the icing on the cake. I think what he's done for this football country is incredible. How he's brought the lads together, the finals that we've achieved, the semi-finals, the great moments, you know, on and off the field that we've had, and hopefully we can, you know, reward him with that tonight. But it's going to be a tough game. May the best team win.
May the best team win. Hopefully it's England. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you ever so much. Thank you.
Carl Walker, I think, key role this evening with Williams on his side and the pace that he has. But if anyone can cope with that kind of talent, it's probably Walker.
Yeah, for sure. We've seen him in the Champions League when he's been up against Vinicius. He's done so well. His old teammate there, Ferran Torres, had a bit of a laugh and joke before. But in terms of the battle today, he knows exactly what he's doing. I prefer him in this three at the back because his energy is used going backwards in that one-on-one situation. We see what Vinicius and backwards as well. The Champions League, and he wins that. That's exactly what he wants from Walker, to do his defensive work, running back and going that one-on-one. He can go forward, as we've seen earlier in his career at Spurs, but in terms of what the balance of the team, he will have no fear to.
It certainly looks like England are playing the same system. The one change obviously is Luke Shaw coming in, a player you know very well, of course.
Very well, yeah. I'm very happy for him starting in the Euros final. He was very important in the last final that he played with the country, so he will have a difficult chance with Lamine, but I think he can give a lot for England going forward. He's very good at that.
Is that the right decision? Really?
I think it is for the balance of the team. I think that's one thing we've lacked in every game we've played is that Trippier he's a diligent worker, but he's a right back and playing left back, and we've seen the deficiencies in his game from that, having to come back and check back on his right foot. But one thing I would say that I think Gareth would have thought hard about this because Trippier, Yamal wants to come in on his left foot. That's on to Trippier's strength, which is his right foot. So from a defensive standpoint, I would have understood the thought process of Gareth Southgate, but I would have sided with the decision he's made.
Yeah. Any surprises from this game? As expected, really, isn't it? With the two players coming back, Carvajal and Nordman.
Yeah. Everyone thought they would come back. They have done, and they were instrumental for the team to be here. Of course, Carvajal, we all know his experience, his intensity, his going forward, his personality. And then Norman, he's very, very tranquil with the ball. He's playing really good with Laporte. For me, they're very, very important when we build up. So hopefully they have a great game.
Of course, everyone wants to start in these finals, don't they? But you proved that you can make a difference from the bench. How important is it for the players that are not in the side to manage their disappointment?
It is not easy, because normally when you go to the national team, you're doing great with your team, so you feel empowered to play. I remember when I was in that generation, it was very difficult to play, and in that final, I was warming up in the second half, and all I was trying to do was looking at Del Bosque, our coach, to get eye contact there for him to put me in and it was 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and then eventually I came in and I was ready to actually score the last goal. So you really need to be ready to take your chance in these kind of games.
They've shown in this tournament, probably England as much as anyone, how important it is to have strength in depth. People coming on from the bench we saw in the last game.
Yeah, it's massive. I think when we talked about the squad before the tournament started, having 26 players was going to be really key for England, especially in terms of the squads. I think they've got one of the best squads in that competition, whether it be Watkins coming on scoring a winner, whether it's Tony taking a penalty, whether it's Pickford making a big save. I think all contributed, and that's what probably the game is going to need today as well.
Okay, well, Harry Kane could lift the trophy in the country where he plays his football. With Bayern Munich, he's also within touching distance of another golden boot to go with the one he won at the 2018 World Cup. Dani Olmo is his main threat. If no one scores more than 3, it will be shared. The England captain sat down with Kelly Summers.
Let's start with Serbia then.
We started that game really well.
Saka does get in the cross, and it's headed home, goal Bellingham.
Coming off the back of the season that Jude had, it was the perfect start for us. My first group goal in the Euros. Sometimes the ball just falls nicely like that. I was in the right place to put it away. I think the biggest thing for that game was we drew it, and the draw pretty much made us qualified, and there was a lot of body language that we weren't quite happy with.
You got another point against Slovenia, which meant you qualified as group winners. But the scenes at the end, the fans made their feelings clear.
When you finish top of your group, you've done your job. That atmosphere of that game was incredible. First and foremost, of course, it got maybe overshadowed by a few fans, going over the top. I think that's where the boss is so good for us as well. He wants to protect his players. He's fully willing to be the shield for the players, and even though it wasn't right, he's the one that steps up, and he'll never shy away from a challenge.
What a chance this is!
You've seen some pretty special goals. Where does this one rank?
This is right up there with one of the best in English history.
Walker. Well done! And it's in! Celebration!
The finish it could have just been a tap in, and it would have been an unbelievable moment. It was a turning point without a doubt, a minute or two away from a complete disaster, and he does something special like that keeps us in it. We still knew there was a lot to play for. As the ball's falling to Ive, and he just heads it back into a perfect spot. It's a special moment. To score a winner in a knockout game for England is as good as it comes.
It was Bukayo Saka who got the headlines for this one. How pleased were you for him to get it?
I was so pleased for him, and he got so much praise for it, and rightly so. And we needed him most. 1-0 down with 10 minutes to go. He stepped up, and he was that guy with that moment that we talk about.
Saka having a go! Here we go again. England in a major tournament, and it's going to penalties.
I was calm. I knew Pickers would do something special for us, as he always does in shootouts, especially.
Saved by Jordan Pickford.
Trent stepped up in probably the highest pressure moment you can have. What a special moment.
A penalty. Having missed the penalty shootout, you needed to score to get England back into it.
In the World Cup now, I had a tough time in that quarter-final, and missing that penalty in life. You have challenges and you have to overcome certain hurdles. That was a nice one for me to kind of score in a semi-final again.
The manager's had some criticism for substitutions or lack of substitutions at times, but he got it spot on in this game, didn't he?
You have to have trust in the manager, and I think he's proven that throughout his whole England career, that he gets the big moments right. Made the sub.
So it justifies the gamble, because it was a huge gamble, and we were all worrying at one
point
why he'd actually taken it.
Yeah, obviously if they got knocked out a couple of weeks, you were seeing Garrett not to take another left back, and the fact it's worked out really well for him, and it looks like, again, Garrett's very clever.
Right, talk about Kobe Maino midfield there, Ian, up against Rodri. Yeah. Rodri has lost one match since March 2023 against Kobe Maino, and we were there at Wembley in the FA Cup final.
Yeah, Kobe's his kryptonite. Kobe's the one, hopefully. Because we're talking about, like Karen rightly showed there, a top quality player. And what you saw was when he did drop off, you saw with Kante there, you seen that Jamal's coming inside, like Gary rightly said, we'll have bodies in there. So hopefully what we can do is we're able to then break with someone like Kobe who can get on the half turn and play in people like Foden, playing people like Bellingham, and get us going.
And they've got to hunt in packs, defensive side of it. But again, you recognise Rodri. What makes him so brilliant is he's consistent, obviously, week in, week out. But again, you identify that and it's great. You've got to stop it, as I said. Don't get isolated. Don't start chasing the ball. But also, really keep ringing. When they do get it, they do have to show more quality. And they've got the players. We've seen the players like Foden, particularly.
Un tío con unas ganas y una ansia muy grande, una intensidad muy grande. Entonces es una verdadera barbaridad lo que ha hecho. Yo en alguna entrevista ya me he atrevido a decir que va a ser mejor que Messi y lo va a ser, seguro.
Those 17-year-olds we know are thinking about their first driving lesson. This one is going to.
Idea that they would win and what that would do for young football players, boys and girls in this country, but unbelievable.
Absolutely, we can see the players are in the tunnel. We're just going to hang on for a second, and you are going to hear behind us as they come out for their warm-up. They've enjoyed Oasis, they've enjoyed Robbie Williams, and this is the England players coming out to warm up for the European Championship final. England haven't faced Spain in a major tournament since Euro '96, a match remembered for Stuart Pearce's redemption story and one that Gareth Southgate played in. We'll hear from him next on what he's learned about himself and his team this month.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of Spain.
Challenges are there to be risen to. The greatest do that. England have never lost in Berlin. It is their 7th ever game in the German capital, and they have won 4 of their previous 6. And tonight they are backed by one hell of a crowd. There was a Dutch invasion in Dortmund, but it's certainly an English-dominated Olympic Stadium. But they face an inventive Spain side. Lamine Yamal, 17 yesterday. Danny Olmo scored 3 times and assisted twice. Rodri, the best in his position. He was born on the day England beat Spain at Euro '96. What stands out for you, Ali McCoy?
Well, I'll tell you where we are. The group stages, I thought were average, guys. I thought the last 16 got a bit better. Quarter-finals good. Semi-finals excellent. Where I am right now, I think we've got the best team in the tournament versus the most resilient team. Let the show begin.
Well, he gave that semi-final winner the royal seal of approval, and His Royal Highness Prince William and Prince George here tonight to watch England to make one change from Trippier out, Shaw in, the first time that he has begun a game since February. It means 7 of England's starting 11 are playing in a second Euros final. Foden missed out the last time with injury. Will he be key today, Lee Nixon?
Yeah, he's always key, and the formation will probably be the same with the ball. Shaw on that left-hand side, Saka on the right. Without the ball, might be slightly different. He might go to a back 4 and enable Shaw to pick up Yamal and Walker to pick up Williams.
Well, 7 years ago, England beat Spain in the Under-17 World Cup final. Phil Foden and Mark Gahey on the score sheet. Conor Gallagher was on the bench that night. Cole Palmer and Anthony Gordon were in the 21s. A year ago when they beat Spain in the final of the Under-21 European Championship. It has now become a habit to go deep into tournaments for England teams, men's and women's. The Lionesses winning 2 years ago. The hope is that those victories have laid the ground to help Gareth Southgate's men take the ultimate glory. England have emerged from the gloom of a penalty shootout defeat 3 years ago to contest a second successive Euros final. It has been 58 years since Sir Alf Ramsey guided England to tournament success. Imagine the wonder and the excitement if they grasped the moment. Spain are terrific. There are plenty who think they should be favourites, but England winning might just be the fairy tale ending that for most of the last 4 weeks, no one saw coming. It is the team of the tournament against the tournament team for the right to be called the European champion. Ali McCoist and Lee Dixon are here. We've got nerves, everyone at home's got nerves. How do England control theirs? Because Spain are fast starters.
Well, they are, we know how fast they are, especially on the wings. Yeah, this atmosphere is brilliant. And I think what it'll look like in the early stages is, you know, that Shaw's going to have a night to remember for all sorts of reasons. It's going across Yamal, we know, but they haven't got the ball. But going forward, he's got a huge amount of responsibility just to go down that left-hand side, which enables Foden and Bellingham to play in those under 10 areas where England was so good in the last game. So he's got a big night ahead of him, there's no doubt about that.
The first thing I would say, looking at there when Seaman was going to take that goal kick, England actually went man for man in the back. Gay went out in the left back position, Walker went in the right position, and Shaw pushed over. So it looks as though they're going to be very, very confident and take responsibility in picking up the men and sometimes go man for man, which is a very, very positive but equally dangerous thing to do.
Well, it's been a tournament that has seen fewer goals, a lot of early goals, more than its fair share of own goals. No direct free kicks, 5 red cards, but maybe the moment of the tournament is still to come. This is Aymeric Laporte. First involvement for Lamine Yamal, the first collision with Luke Shaw, who took charge of that situation. Comes into Danny Carvajal. Spain have got the ball back.
I have to say that's a lovely feeling from Luke Shaw's point of view. Full back against the winger, the first touch on that right-hand side for Yamal, and he's right there, got in his way. You use that experience, you've got to put your character over a youngster like that, because they'll play with no fear. You've just got to dominate him in the early stages of the game.
Gareth Southgate thought that they have started to show their real selves in the last few matches. They were much more like what they want to be against the Dutch. They want to assert themselves on this match too. The ultimate stage. This is Robin Lebanon returning from suspension.
It's absolutely amazing looking at them. They'll obviously draw back these, as you'd expect them to do. The midfield and forwards really start very, very high on the pitch.
Spain's route to the final has been a little different to England's. Croatia, Italy, Albania, Georgia, Germany and France have been vanquished. There are two ways of looking at that. It's either the perfect tune-up for the final, or having to stay at your peak for so long it takes it out of you. England will hope it's the latter. Jordan Pickford under pressure by Danny Olmo. Them up with Kane for the header and missed it. And Norman is the backstop. England have edged their way past Serbia, Denmark, Slovenia, Czechoslovakia, Switzerland and the Netherlands. No doubt this is going to require greater levels of concentration and resilience. Shaw against Lamine Yamal again, and England storm away with the ball.
What's an interesting one? One thing to see with Spain have the possession of football right now. England are slipped back into a 4-4-1 win with Foden in a 10. Shaw the Harry Kane side is playing on the right hand side of a 4 with Bellingham on the other side.
Who's got the possession again, that left hand side? Bellingham will have a lot of work to do. Almost crosses the boxes out towards Morata. Stokes flicked it away. Nico Williams. Just fended away by stretching John Stones and out for the first corner of the evening.
Yeah, it wasn't a great ball, but that almost made it a good ball because he sort of mishit it. Caught John Stones by surprise there, just got the bottom of his studs on it.
Just looked a little bit off balance here, didn't he, going for that?
Let's get the marking right here, England. It's delivered by Williams to that near post. I think it was back there helping out. Correa with a header back towards goal. Saka trying to escape. And Spain aren't going to make it easy for you to escape. They're very good on the press. They want to keep you in your territory. Williams, there's space for Correa on this near touchline. Walker's gone out to it. Now it's with Fabian Ruiz.
Walker's going to have to be on his games verbally on this right hand side because they're just Cucurella will double up with Williams. He needs a little bit of help just in front, stop that ball to feet so he can mark the wide man and the short man at the same time. You drop the pass off, do two jobs at once, and you don't, then he has to just drop off.
I think the one thing he'll have in his benefit as well, he's got a willing helper in front of him, Saka.
It's always going to be interesting to see who controls possession. Both want to have it. The statistics tell you that in most games both of them dominate possession, but you almost got the impression England might have to sit off and let Spain have it and then look to try and be quick and direct on the break.
That packed all it's isn't it? 6 minutes in, 7 minutes in.
They are as backed by a hearty crowd. Laporte searching out Williams. Tries to get past the twin threats of Walker and Saka. It's prodded away by Walker at the second attempt. He's blocked off the run of Williams, but Declan Rice has come across to dispossess Fabian Ruiz. It is a scrap, it is a fight, they all need to be alert in that situation.
And they were some, particularly Kyle Walker as well, looking to challenge in there. And they don't switch off, they keep the concentration levels up very, very high. What's he going to have to do, obviously?
Kyle Walker wants them to edge further up the pitch. Escape from the early pressure that Spain have inflicted on England. Came with a flick, played by Lenormand. Rodri. Dani Olmo. Tournament Dani Olmo's had. Little step over by Morata, just caught out his teammate. Saka tries to play a 1-2 with Kobe Mainu, but just couldn't find one another.
That's a couple of times on this inside right as England defending, just that ball to the first man to feet, that time was Morata. Just picking little passes off him. Kyle Walker's just getting isolated. There's men in front of him, but the ball's just getting passed in between those.
Given away by Fabian Ruiz, and this is where England have got to make the most of it. Squeeze that through to Saka, a bit of an alternative to Harry Kane, who was just in front of him. Direct, and he does have a precision pass in him.
That was a beautiful pass.
This is John Stones. Midfield area is always going to be crucial. England had the numerical advantage against the Dutch, who was flying in that game. Playing in the 10 minutes, they'll want to get him on the ball. That's a foul. His first of the game.
He catches him down to the left ankle. Brilliant, just getting there in front of him.
Disrupting Rodri will be important for England. He is the beating heart of the Spain team, the tempo setter, the line-breaking passer. He's only lost one of his last 79 games.
Spain, obviously aware of the threat, right on the set plays, you want to keep out the box as much as possible, and that's therefore the high line.
First England attack, aimed by Short and Stones. There was too much pressure on the ball from Gay. Referee, by the way, Felix Texier from France, the youngest ever to referee a Euros final.
Short push forward as one. Come on, beat Danny Carvajal and they try and play it short.
The trouble is, Ali, he's getting nowhere near him. Yeah. He's almost probably across.
Walker's got a problem, and Williams is in behind, and Stones has got to try and deal with him. It's Nico Williams, and Stones does deal with him. It's a terrific challenge by John Stones, and he needed to help out.
Yeah, Walker's come back on to get some treatment and stop the game. But that little step up, you think he's beaten, but that leg there, he's brilliant at that, John Stones, he really is. Walker looks in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, he really does. Harry Kane's gone over to check on his prognosis.
I'm going to tell you something right now, you don't want him injured statement, very, very obvious, because he's the one person I think can handle Williams on the left-hand side. Getting back to Williams there, I just think he actually takes a heavy touch after the step over. There's the incident there involving Kyle Walker. The worrying thing is there's nobody really touches that. Yeah,
down the manager. Well, he's back on his feet now, which is a good thing. Luis de la Fuente is the man who received the contact from Kyle Walker as he slid off the pitch. Kieran Trippier is warming up. Away to our right.
That's a heavy leg from Walker.
Everybody's got to be on their feet here. Williams' delivery is a long one. Back across the face of goal, and it was hooked goalwards by the Norman. It's way off target.
It's a good ball to that far post, and it just helps it back into the danger area. Doesn't have enough men back. Score from there. A little bit of danger for England.
To the new recruit, Robin Lenormand, to the Spanish setup. England will hope that they don't have to recruit Kieran Trippier this early. Find a way of getting him in the game. Direct ball up towards Harry Kane, scoops over his head. We always thought that it was going to be attritional.
Yes, you understand that on occasion you open 10 minutes or so. One thing is really evident. The team in possession football and the goalkeeper gets it. The opposition clearly want them doing everything they can to make them kick it.
So it's an uneasy one for Shaw when they're starting to build up on that right-hand side. I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to be closing Carvajal down because he knows at some point he's got a 60-yard run to get back for Yamal.
I think he's got to get out and help out now as Williams comes into the penalty area with the ball. His cross is diverted, and then Foden has found Bellingham, who's now got a break from deep inside his own territory, surrounded by opponents and colleagues from La Liga.
Doesn't look happy, Walker, I'm telling you. Yeah, pulling his socks off and having a little chat to Stones. Good playing Italy football forward.
He's played well, Mark Gahey, in the matches that he's been available for England during this tournament. Definitely enhanced his reputation during the course of 43 days that they've been together in the build-up to Germany. Saka with a chance to attack the Spanish back line. Walker looks fine now. Can he produce the cross? He can. It's diverted by the ball behind it away for England's first corner of the game.
Great move, and now you're worried about Kyle Walker's fitness. That's looks as though he's put that to rest. Lack of communication between Cucurella and Williams. Got to talk to each other. One of them has to stay with Walker, the runner. But it was a great break, an encouraging break, particularly after him getting down injured late.
It's not hard to defend that either, Ali. It's just one word.
Yeah.
Runner. You just go with the runner.
Yeah.
Well, England get the opportunity to cultivate the chance from a corner. Foden's delivery was a bit too flat. It was easily pushed away by Alvaro Morata.
Well, that's the first bit of good play from England, and that was getting Bellingham in that 10 position. It's the first time he's picked the ball up, turned, switched it out to this right-hand side, and the overlap from Walker.
Just gives Nico Williams and Cucurella a bit of a warning as well, doesn't it? Stones. Tasty one for his goalkeeper to deal with. We enjoyed that, Jordan Pickford. He found Bellingham with a pass. He's found Shaw, who's found Saka. It's a lovely switch. Can Saka make the most of it? He takes on Cucurella. Still going, Saka. Sets the ball back for Declan Rice. Rodri just about blocks it. Still England come forward. Shaw this time. Foden makes a dart towards the near post and almost scooted through to Saka. Cucurella manages to nudge it out of the penalty area.
What a touch that was from Morata.
Just seen the touch of the game so far. But the press is on.
Yeah.
Spanish are creaking a little bit.
Saka once again attacking down this right-hand side. Walker making an inside dart. Opens the space up. Foden into the box. Across comes the port. Now the escape is on with Dani Olmo. There's a first sustained period of English pressure.
Well, the first thing I would say is, from the Spanish point of view, not looking too confident defensively. Williams and Cucurella against Saka and Walker. That looks an avenue that can be exploited.
There is a vulnerability about Spain. I think it's been apparent since the opening game. I think you did here, Lee. It's at the back.
Yeah. Well, they've never really been tested for me. When they have, they've creaked a little bit. Certainly, Cucurella playing.
Barcelona would probably be the first choice. Gaia, both of them injured. And Grimaldi, who plays in Germany with Leverkusen, has a brilliant season. He's so good going forward. He's not a conventional left back, and that is what Cucurella is. He's probably the only one that was left available to them coming into the tournament.
I'm pretty sure that Saka looks at the team sheet and he knows who he's playing. A little smile will come to his face because he loves playing against him.
So he continues in the fashion that he started. This is Fabian Ruiz. Corral. RB Leipzig. Switches it out to Dani Carvajal. Should cross it towards that near post. too high for Alvaro Morata. Trying to pick for the shot in the spotlight of the major tournament. See, shootout record is exemplary. His personality lends into those moments. Sure, struggling to keep it in over on that far side, but the idea was right.
Oh, it was excellent. Bellingham takes it on the half turn. He's always wanted to play it inside Danny Carvajal, and he can, and he does. Just a little bit too much pace on for a look short. Right idea though.
Mason Olmo in one hell of a tussle. Fabian Ruiz nipping in ahead of them. Now Williams runs it. Walker. Slowed up by Walker and Cucurella into the joint.
Yeah, that's good for Walker. That was, go on then, take me down the line. Got you. Show you in the space.
Yamal. Olmo. Williams again. Against the experienced and speedy Carl Walker. Williams and Yamal at risk. Try and take on him. Saka has got pressure on Cucurella.
But it's also Saka's position when Walker goes to close him down. It's just on Walker's left. So the cut onto his right foot, which he wants to do, was blocked by Saka. So he's almost showing in the grass and going, I'm faster than you, let's have a go.
Which he tends to do with everybody.
Risk. England back defending their box again as Williams looks to prompt it. Saka this time is charged with looking after him. Ruiz trying to get the better of Bellingham, who did well enough, but England had escaped. It's not an out ball. Foden. And the pressure from Cucurella drawing the foul, taking the pressure off.
It's a silly foul from Cucurella. He's going nowhere, Foden. Actually, his options are limited. As soon as you do that, you get a jail free card.
Get my compound, don't you really? Good closing there. Area Foden, getting up. I really am quite enjoying the little game of chess. You know, forcing them to kick it long, because obviously both teams want to play out from the back, but they're doing everything they can to stop them doing that, as you can see here now.
Better always by the Paul. Wrestling match going on between Olmo and Rice. Strong header from Stones. The Norman. Rice again. Williams round the corner to Morata. Spanish captain dispossessed by Stones. He's the other statesman of the team, Alvaro Morata. In a political Spanish security guard at the end of their semi-final, but he's fit enough to start. Williams. Danny Carvajal. This is Lamine Yamal. Straight to the box is easily grabbed by Jordan Pickford again, gratefully received.
That's where you want Yamal, you want him dropping deep. Everyone behind him.
Let's give the ball to Omar here. Yamal into the penalty area. Yeah, he had to come across to get Foden out of trouble. It's a corner.
Slack, wasn't it? Foden.
Just under pressure from Rodri. They've taken it short. Into the penalty area it goes. Stones manages to get it clear. And it might provide an escape for England. And Saka is bundled over. The referee, well, I think he was going to say no foul or no yellow card.
Not sure.
The ball's been picked up now by a Spanish player, so it definitely is a free kick.
It's a goal, whatever happens. Wasn't going to give the free kick. They're going to let it down now because the Spanish player did the ball.
escape route there for England. Moved it quickly through the pitch, defending that corner. Wins the header. He mainly thought he was going to get there and get a Williams and did. He nearly the feet by him. And now Kane, and now Shaw. Carvajal goes out to him. Shaw's got away from him. Can he get away from Rodri? Pokes it into Mainu. Bellingham trying to turn. It's hoisted away by Cucurella.
I thought Rodri did exceptionally well to get back and give Carvajal a hand there. Good early ball from Kane out to Shaw.
Saka trying to bundle his way past Morata and Cucurella. It's fallen kindly for England. This is Kane trying to squeeze it through. Free kick is going to go against Harry Kane. He's going to get a yellow card. First booking of the night. Tuffrey was very quickly on the scene there.
He's just overstretching. You can't help that. He's got to put his foot through. There's a yellow card.
Yep. That's the one here. I think Rodri does well in the back. Gives Carvajal a hand here, and it's not a great touch, is it? Bellingham, when it comes to Shaw does well. He's the right star shot, to be fair to him. Moves it right to left between his feet.
Spain have had a lot of the ball, but England have had their little spurts and chances, haven't they? They're the ones that have had those little switch passes in midfield out to wide areas and create a few little awkward moments for the Spanish.
I think that's very fair. Number 25 odd minutes gone. Leah just went possession of football. Yeah, you look at Spain and expect them to have that, but they haven't really had anything clear cut. Neither of England, but they've certainly looked as though they've got something, maybe one of the 2 half chances knocking about the Spanish penalty box.
Shaw has provided brightness down that left-hand side. He's turned 29 on Friday. He did score in the last final after just 1 minute and 57 seconds, but he said it counted for nothing because of what happened afterwards. He said it was the worst hurt he'd ever felt. He's got the chance to channel that play tonight.
Bellingham certainly helped him on the left-hand side. I thought Bellingham played a little bit narrower, a little bit more exposed, but did a good job on that left side of midfield.
I think he's putting pressure on clubmate Carvajal. Shaw across to prevent Yamal from getting into a stride. Chances. Carvajal to Fabian Ruiz. Wanders away from Mainu. Tries to get his strike away. And block takes the venom out of the effort. He's happy with that game. Simone knows what it's like to lift a major trophy for Spain. See Iniesta in the crowd tonight.
One of the best. Tremendous football.
2 Euros and World Cup winner in the Spanish heyday.
Winning goals, oh.
Yeah. Bellingham did well. Got up the bump with the Norman, then chased the ball into the corner. It's a Spanish throw. He certainly knows about.
You know why they're doing that? Obviously, you talked about it before, Ali, about that press, so they're going long, but they're just going to get another person around the ball. Doing well, result.
Yeah.
One back again. Into by Stones. Poked by Kane. Gets one out to Saka and all the way through to Unai Simon. Hampton had a great chance to play that down the end zone.
That was a break, let me tell you, that was a break. Morata's touch was not good, the pass through was on, and it wasn't a difficult one.
Just a bit exposed there, England. Got a free kick here. Miamo complaining he's going to get a yellow card as well now.
Let's see that replay again of the missed pass.
Yeah.
I think it was almost on, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. A bit painful, yeah.
Frustration maybe for Ronnie Elmo after seeing the opening light up in front of him.
Well, certainly did. The ball came into Morata, I'm thinking it's just a simple pass right inside your left foot, just not come into the space, and effectively would have been through.
Well, it's been a bit stop-start, hasn't it? England have had some skirmishes inside the Spanish attacking third. So far, they've restricted Spain to possession only. Neither of the two teams have had a shot on target. England substitutes warming up already. On Palmer. Chiesa was also down there.
Were you ever a summer?
Yeah, on various occasions you won't be surprised here.
Can't see you in an early warm-up.
I certainly wasn't an early warm-up, man. That was just the way you say it. It's amazing that Cole Palmer hasn't started a game and he's having a great tournament. It's amazing, isn't it?
It's a bit like until the quarterfinals what Danny Elmo was doing really for Spain.
Sometimes you play your best games when you don't play.
That's always been my philosophy. Sure. Trying to charge forward. By Carvajal. And Ruiz has got Kobe Manu and Foden around him. Well, there's a little collision there. Foden's come off worse.
I think he just gambled that Reece was going to turn back onto his right side. And he did, which is one lucky.
Tournament Phil Foden posted into Denmark, getting that show to attend the birth of his third child. The middle of the tournament. He was terrific in the first 35 minutes against the Dutch. He is the subject of the England song, which is once again doing the rounds here tonight. You can hear it in the background now. He's yet to have his moment. He's so close to that. His effort was cleared up the line against the Netherlands in Dortmund. Here's Fabian Ruiz from Spain. Danny Carvajal. A chance for Yamal to run at Shaw. He's got the beating on the outside, but Shaw did superbly.
Yeah, out of the ball. Just because he plays faster than you doesn't mean to say he's just going to look past you. Just using all of his experience there.
It's actually intelligent play from Danny Olmo as well, because he was covering that space and Carvalho just played the ball to Yamal. He just ran away and let him
Tuffrey, real threats from set pieces. And Morata too. You have to be alert. Up goes Lenormand. There was a collision inside the box. It has taken a deflection. And Laporte wants more than what is being offered by the referee from France.
To begin with, and then he starts to go down.
Real not checking in. It will be a corner kick for Spain. They've racked them up in the opening 35 minutes. Space here for Danny Olmo. Strike it straight at Harry Kane. Get back into a good area for Mainu. Olmo comes across. It's the better of Mainu. Morata and Rodri.
Did really well there, Danny Olmo. I was thinking he's looking at his goalkeeper and Phil Foden's coming into the blind side. Cut back on his right foot, down there well.
To work.
I just got caught a little bit on that short corner, which is not right.
Lenormand, Prensa Shadan, in the Barcelona, Fabian Ruiz.